y'all. A lot of people look at me, they be like, hey, Doc, you need to settle down, you need to get a relationship, you need to get married, you need to do whatever, have a family. Done that life. Don't want it right now. Let me tell you something. I'm all about hustling. Sometimes in life, a man got to choose between a relationship or hustle. Because when I tried to have a relationships and hustle at the same time, it didn't work. Because the other people, they don't understand that, money must come first sometimes, especially when you paying for everything by yourself. A lot of people live with their parents, or a lot of people have it already made, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people were already established and stuff like that. So they may not have to worry about the things that we have to worry about as single men. You know what I'm saying? And you do all this other stuff, and then you got to pay for this, and then when you have a date, you expected to pay for this. No, how you going to pay for this without the money? You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure your own bills are covered first, especially when you live by yourself, and nobody can wait. I just cannot wait for no paycheck every 2 weeks. No, I need money coming in every day. So I understand the hustle. I would never, ever, ever judge a hustle. I don't care what they hustle, because I understand it. Life goes on, you know what I'm saying? The money has to come in. And sometimes a daily check has to come in, or constant money has to come in order to survive out here. It is hard out here. It's really, really hard out here for a lot of people. And then when I grew up in a poor family, right? I grew up in a poor family, and then I was poor in my life. Twice I was poor. And then that being poor, trust me, when you only have $2 or 17 cents to your name, that's not fun. So I said it to myself, I'm never going to be like that again. So that's why I hustle. Y'all don't see me, but I be hustling. I hustle. But then sometimes you don't make enough money in your hustle. So you're like, I got to try something else. And your head can't stay. And then when you're in a relationship, they say, where you going? You don't have time for that. Try going on a date. Think how many hours a date takes. A date takes 6 hours plus cash. In 6 hours, I could be making $100 or $200 or $300. You see what I'm saying? I don't have time for the date. So you got to end up being like, oh, damn, I don't want to be single. But at the same time, they're not going to understand the hustle. They're going to be worried about their own emotions, where they think that you don't want to spend time with them. No, you want to spend time, but that, I'm telling you, that money, that income has to come in. So this is where the hustlers come in, right? You got to choose. Sometimes in life, you got to choose. Do you want a relationship, a steady relationship, or you want to hustle? If you hustle and you really hustle well, you won't have time to be a full-time member of any relationship. And whoever you date, whoever you marry, is going to have to understand that you got to support yourself first. You got to support that. That has to be a priority. If they don't understand, you can't be with that person. It's going to cause friction, and it's going to cause arguments, and then domestic violence. You see what I'm saying? Or domestic abuse. They don't understand that. Hustle or not hustle. Hustle can't have a full-time relationship if you're hustling the right way. You can't, unless you finally build it up to where you don't have to hustle. You see what I'm saying? You hustle one thing, that money come in automatically. That's all I got to say, guys.